What's up, everybody? It's your favorite, most logical two-pack in the world's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the New Age Herbie, which is their Bumblebee, and Vanishing Point, which is their Cliffjumper. Yes, we will be comparing this Bumblebee with the new Magic Square, as I told you we would, but in order to get there, we first have to review them, and in order to review them, we have to start with accessories. So, a Bumblebee comes with his spare tire. You can remove this piece and then insert the spare tire if you so desire. Didn't expect that to rhyme. That's just the way it worked out. He also comes with his pistol. Just gray plastic here. Nothing to write home about. He'll hold that just fine. Then there's also the jetpack. And nice sculpted detail and painted silver. Using the same port where the spare tire is, you can plug in your jetpack. Cliffjumper comes with these skis for his car mode. You get 4 of them, obviously, and they are painted silver on this sprue. I will take one off just to show you what it looks like. They're magnetized, so that's a nice touch, and they'll go right on the tire. Cliffjumper comes with a gun, and it has some nice detailings, a little hollow underneath, painted silver, and it also has the bipod, I believe it's called. And then if you line it up, that piece will just insert in, and then you have the kind of iconic look. And Cliffjumper will hold that just fine. And now let's look at the vehicles. And they are teeny tiny. Teeny tiny. That doesn't mean that they're bad. They're painted, and I love, once again, it's almost like that Hasbro Constructicon set. The paint that they use for the windows, this metallic kind of blue-gray color here, and just more of a straight blue here, like a lighter blue. Looks fantastic. Nice sculpted detail, little black accent there. Yeah, the wheels, gray tires, which is, you know, not perfect, but not hateful. And then the silver bits that kind of look like hubcaps or rims or whatever the case may be. That kind of works. Yeah, not mad at either one of them. They roll like a champ. And there they are next to Tiger Tracks. Itty bitty units. There it is next to a bottle cap. Teeny tiny little unit. Alright, so let's work on getting one transformed. So flip down your spare tire piece and flip out these 2 side pieces, like the tire with the fender and the window. Expand the waist, and then you want to spin the waist 180, and then we're gonna flip this down, expand the arms out, collapse the windshields, or the side windows rather, and bring them all together to the back. And if you straighten that out a little bit better, and then just sort the arms and hands, and that's the upper body done. Now we'll move on to the legs. So get this part down to get it out of your way. This piece needs to flip down and then in, so that the rail kind of sits at the top. And then separate, oh goodness gracious, such a small, like this is not meant for my hands. That's the front of the leg, so just orient that properly, twist that around until it sits properly, and then flip this one around to the back side and clean it up a little bit. So same here, I'll try not to pop the leg off this time, but no promises. Get the whole front of the car out of your way. This piece needs to spin down and then over. This piece needs to separate. Find where the front of the leg is, just to help you stay oriented. And then flip that up through the middle. Oh, I did it again. And then flip that around to the side. I'll clean it up. We'll take a look at it. All right, so we'll go through the articulation of one, and we'll go over the paint of the other, and some sculpt differences. So, and the transformation's the same as well. So, yeah, it's pretty good, dude. Okay, so it's a ball peg for the head. You get a swivel. You get all the way up. Nothing really down. This is so little, but that face sculpt is on the money. Blue paint on the eyes. Looks good. I'm just going to try to stay there. Paint on the windows looks good. Arms, they're on ball pegs. The ball pegs are connected in here to a hinge. Using both, you can get the arm all the way up, out to the side, 360 around. You also get a little bit of a butterfly because of the ball peg. You get a single hinge a little bit past 90 degrees with a bicep swivel. And then the wrist is on a ball peg, so you'll get the swivel. You'll get in, out. You'll get the tiniest bit up, down. Same for the other side. You get a waist swivel. You also get an ab crunch. T-jointed ball joints for hips. Get you the legs out. Full Van Damme. Full Monty. Thigh swivel. Single hinge knee that does get ate up on this back piece here. Now you can get that out of the way and get a little bit more and put it to the side, but it is a cheat. So that's not great. Ball pegs on the ankles. You get an ankle tilt up, an ankle tilt down, and a rocker, all on that same ball peg. There it is from the back. Obviously, you can put in your piece there to kind of clean her up some. Look, it's really good. It's really cool. It's definitely fiddly. Like the tensions aren't quite right. Like the tolerances aren't quite right. And it's definitely bulky and the feet aren't great. The feet. For Cliffjumper, once again, we'll just get in close on that head sculpt. It is fantastic. And I'll go on record and say this is probably the most G1 accurate Cliffjumper that we've ever seen. That being said, there is one issue. This is extra. This little step here that's folded down during transformation, you just fold that up. Otherwise, it's kind of business as usual in regards to the Bumblebee. The one thing that I do want to point out is how unsightly the sides of their feet are. It seems to be an ongoing issue that plagues these characters, but like if you see like in their box art, like they know. Like you see they like just won't show that side of the foot there. Or there. Or there. Like everything is done very carefully to hide that side of the foot. It's just so funny to me, like the little things you notice. Size comparison wise, there they are next to our usual suspects of the Iron Factory old school scale blaster and the Hasbro Stunticon. Little fellas. Then, because I happen to have them close as well, there he is with the Iron Factory Tarn and the Magic Square Motor Master. And lastly, there they are with the New Age scale chart, and honestly, they're a little big. They're slightly too tall. They should come up right up, like their head should be right in, pretty much in line with the red line, and they're a little too tall. Not that that would bother me, but for those that are like really anal about it, there you go. Final thoughts wise, let's start with the negatives. So the biggest glaring negative, in my opinion, is the side of the foot. For two bots that clean up relatively well and end up looking so good in most every angle, there's one angle that's glaringly obvious that doesn't quite fit in with the rest. One of these things is not like the others. One of these things doesn't quite belong. The other issue that I have, namely, are the tolerances. These are pretty complicated and very tiny figures. However, as a result, some of the tolerances leave a little bit to be desired, and they're a little bit floppy and fiddly, especially in the hips and knees and thigh area. Something I don't expect from New Age, something that I'm kind of used to seeing with Magic Square. Now, I know there's this New Age Magic Square war that I take no part in because I don't have a dog in the fight, but that being said, that's what I've noticed. My only other issue is the knee range of motion. Now, you can get that little piece of kibble out from behind it and cheat it and get the full knee bend, and it is ultimately fine, but meh, at the same breath, it's a bit obnoxious. Then there's a couple other like really tiny gripes I have, like the pegs that stick out on the toes on the front and the pegs that sit out of the calves on the side. That's for it to kind of stay stuck together in car mode, but it doesn't do it many favors in robot mode. Positives wise though, there's also plenty to talk about. The sculpts are absolutely phenomenal. The engineering, pretty top shelf. The paint application looks great. The articulation across the board with the exception of the knees, which makes it even more painful, is top shelf. They clean up like a champ. They come with a fair bit of accessories, and all of the accessories make sense and integrate well, at least into robot mode, if not alt mode. And they didn't double dip and give you like Bumblebee and Hubcap in one set and and Cliffjumper, and nobody knows his name in the other set. They gave you both the main characters in one set and one purchase. Bam. Love to see it. That's a little bit of fan service. That's a little bit of taking care of their consumer base. Love to see it. Love to buy it if I did the scale. Which is to say, it's a recommend from me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.